Hi guys, it's Sam and I am back to film another video about my weight loss surgery journey. So if you haven't seen my first video back since restarting my channel, you can go ahead and watch that and you get filled in on pretty much what this channel is going to be about. But today I just quickly wanted to go over some of the steps that I went through before I got approved for my surgery, and then I also wanted to give you guys a special little treat and show you the day that I got approved for surgery. In that video, I am not quite as upbeat or excited maybe as I should have been. It was a really emotional day and a lot went on and I had a lot of decisions to make really quickly. So we'll get into that in a little bit and maybe I can dissect that video for you and go over why I reacted the way that I did. So just a disclaimer for everybody, everyone's surgery journey is completely different. There are no two that are exactly alike. Different things come up, we are different people, and we all have different aspects in our lives that contribute to our journey. My surgery journey just so happened to take 2 years, right on the dot. So the steps for me to getting approved for my surgery were getting approved by my family doctor and having her send in a requisition to the bariatric clinic here in Kingston. Then I was approved by the bariatric clinic. They sent me an orientation package in the mail, which included a really long survey form thing that I had to fill out. It was like, I want to say it was about 20 pages or more that you had to fill in all of your family history, a lot of things about you and about why you were making that decision. Then you had to send that back in and get approved again basically for the orientation. I went to the orientation, checked off that I wanted to continue, and from there were lots of appointments scheduled. So the next few appointments were a nurse practitioner appointment where I met with a nurse practitioner. She took all my physical information, height, weight, age, everything, and we figured out pretty much where the starting point was. Then I met with a dietitian, and I actually met with her twice just to go over everything a second time. I met with a social worker twice, about a year apart from each other because my 1 year had come up where I was in the process and they wanted to do a refresher and just make sure that everything was okay. I had a lot of other appointments with my family doctor to try to get my thyroid issues figured out, which did need to be leveled out before surgery. Then I had to meet with a nurse practitioner about my blood pressure, which was really high. We had started bringing it down and it took months. I had to go for 2 sleep studies. The first one was inconclusive because I did not sleep at all. I could go in and make a whole video about my sleep study experience, but it's kind of triggering for me. I'm not going to lie to you. It was not a fun experience. Neither time was it a fun experience. Another thing that held me up for a long time was me not using my CPAP machine the way that they needed me to use my CPAP machine. I was trying to get in as much use with it as I could, but I was just so uncomfortable. It was really not pleasant for me to wear it, and I know nobody wants to wear a mask with forced air going into their nose all night. I really couldn't do it. I struggled with it a lot and worked on it every single day. My sleep doctor could see that. I eventually ended up getting approved for that, which was awesome. There were a lot of appointments, and one of the main things that held me up was my blood pressure. So then the last straw was meeting with the doctor in internal medicine in Kingston. And I have such a special place in my heart for this doctor that I met with at internal medicine because it was really her word that pushed it over the edge and got my surgeon to approve me for surgery. And I cannot thank her enough. I cried on the phone with her the day that she finally told me, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and tell the surgeon that I have approved you for surgery and we can go from there and we'll see what he says. So one day, a nurse practitioner from the hospital who I had been harassing and crying in her office for months calls me and she goes, Sam, I've got some good news for you. Never heard her say that before. So this was exciting. This was a good day. And I'm like, what have you got? Tell me everything. She's like, I'm gonna need you to come in on Friday. You're gonna meet with the surgeon. You're gonna get your surgery date. You're gonna get your date for your pre-surgical class, and we're gonna go from there. So I was really excited, really nervous though, and I really didn't know what to expect. So I went into the hospital on that Friday and I met with the physician's assistant, and we went over all the details, did another physical, checked everything over. This was December 18th that I went into the hospital. And so she goes, okay, so I've got some surgery dates in February. And I was like, oh my God, February is pretty soon, but I want it done. I wanted the first day that they had available. I just wanted to get it done and over with. And I was like, give me the first thing that you've got. And she's like, okay, so February, actually I have one here in January. And I'm like, okay. She's like, January 20th. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And because of the weight that I was at, they wanted me to be on 5 to 6 weeks of the pre-op diet. So she let me know that that meant that I would have to start the pre-op diet the next day. The pre-op diet is not a fun thing for anybody. You cannot convince me that you had fun when you were on OptiFast, if you were on OptiFast, especially in Canada, because they really, really have you go all out. And like I said, I had to do it for 4 weeks before my surgery. 4 whole weeks of a pre-op diet. I will get into that pre-op diet in another video because it is kind of a long story. It wasn't as black and white as it was supposed to be. I ended up having a pretty severe allergic reaction to the product that took about 10 days for me to realize. She said to me that I would have to start the OptiFast the next day. This was right before Christmas. In the video that you're going to see of me explaining that I got my surgical date, I just want to let you guys know that, like I said, we had Christmas dinner planned out with Craig's family, with my family, with my work, New Year's celebrations that we were going to have that I could not participate in because I was not able to eat or drink anything aside from water, Crystal Light, and my pre-op shakes. And Craig and I had decided, like 2 days before this, that we were going to give each other our stockings early because I might get my surgery date before Christmas, and we weren't sure how much time we would have. Stockings are kind of like a fun thing in my family. We always just load them up with treats and snacks and everybody's favorites. So I was really sad. As a fat girl, I was really heartbroken about that, and I felt so badly that Craig had spent money on something that I wasn't going to be able to eat. And it's still something that I get a little bit sad about, but not for the same reason anymore. Those chocolate bars are still sitting in our bedroom right now. I really need to start sending them with Craig for his lunches because I can't eat them and won't eat them. But it was a bittersweet day for me for sure. So I just wanted to explain why there was so much back and forth and brokenheartedness and why I reacted the way that I reacted. I cried a lot in the days leading up. It kind of felt like I was mourning the loss of something, and that's such a weird thing for me to say, but it really, really felt that I was mourning the loss of a friend, like a really close friend that I had my whole life. So anyway, I'll get more into that a little later, but I wanted to show you guys exactly what happened on the day that I got approved, and yeah, I hope that you enjoy. Hey guys, so today is Friday, December 18th, 2020, and this morning I had my appointment at the hospital, and I'm a little emotional, as you guys can tell. more than usual. So I got my surgery date today, and it is on January 20th. So I'm starting OptiFast tomorrow, which is crazy to even think about, that like to be starting it is one thing, but then to be starting it tomorrow is a lot, especially when we're this close to Christmas. And I mean, we've kind of already made plans to go and see my family. Sorry if you can hear that truck beeping in the background, but we've kind of made plans already to go and see my family, and so it's going to be really hard because I'm going to be within the first week of doing OptiFast still. So it's going to be really hard for me to, I think I'll be okay. I think that I can definitely find the willpower for 4 weeks and 5 days, but we'll just have to see. It is what it is. They could have come up with a later date, but I told them I didn't want to wait. I wanted to do it as soon as possible, which is true. And I just needed it to be done. I need to be done with it, and I need to be over the surgery. I need to get it done and over with. So yeah, January 20th, holy crap. I've gone through so many emotions this morning, and I don't want to start crying again because I have to go to work after this. So there it was, and thank you guys for watching. As always, if you have any questions, if you have any video suggestions or requests, please comment them down below. You can check me out over on my Instagram. I post there a lot, almost daily. I post on my stories, a couple times a week on my feed, just little updates about my surgery as we go on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!